Are you feeling a little overwhelmed in your Satisfactory world? Do you feel like there's so many things to build and optimize so you just don't even know where to start? Well, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. Until recently, that's exactly how I felt in my most recent Satisfactory playthrough. I had so many different projects I wanted to do and I had no clue where to even start. So in this video, we're going to be going over the strategies that I use to slow down in my Satisfactory world and decide how I want to plan it moving forward. Also, thank you guys so much for the support on the last two videos. You guys have absolutely killed it. I love each and every one of you guys that watches these videos. And if you are new around here, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. I make videos on factory and automation games just like Satisfactory, and if that sounds at all interesting to you, please make sure to subscribe to the channel. So with all that said, let's hop into how we actually go about planning our Satisfactory world once we start moving into the mid games so that we're not so overwhelmed. Most of this video I'm going to be talking about things that I personally do, so I think it's important for me to explain how I go about the early game so you guys know the kind of position I'm in when I get into the mid game. When I'm in the early game with my Mark 1 and Mark 2 belts and Mark 1 miners, I'm not 100% concerned about the efficiency of my factories. There's a couple things that aren't 100% efficient because I know eventually I'm going to have to go in and gut them with Mark 2 miners and stuff like that, and everything's going to be completely different once I get more power shards. So basically I'm not 100% concerned about making everything perfect in the beginning, which kind of leads us into a problem in the mid game. All my early game factories aren't efficient and they all need to be upgraded and pretty much scrapped down to nothing. So not only do I have to focus on making all the new parts in the game, I have to go back and gut all my old factories and redo them. Not to mention I'm trying to make everything look cool and I'm trying to manage power and build bigger power plants, and there's just so many different little things that you can do in your world that you just don't even know where to start. So what do we do in this situation? You have a bunch of different things that you want to do, but you don't know where to start. Get a piece of paper out, get a Google Doc open, start writing down every little thing that you want to do. And now what I want you to do is pick one thing that you think would be the most urgent on that list, and you're just going to 100% focus on that. You're not going to think about any other thing that you need to do. You're going to put 100% focus into that one thing and making it really, really good. Because if I've learned anything in Satisfactory, when you have to do a project, you're going to have to go back and eventually redo it in the future. And that's just a big waste of time in general. So pick one project and go 100% all out on it. If it's something you guys don't know that much about, do a little bit of research, look up some guides online and stuff to make sure it's 100% efficient and you're doing everything correctly. And on top of trying to make the factory 100% efficient, try to make it look good in the process. Try out some new building designs. If you guys have gotten all the different architectural things that you can design with, just try to make it look good along the way. Don't have a massive factory that's just all over the place on some really ugly foundations with no walls or anything like that. Try to make it a really cool and unique design. I know it's a lot easier said than done because with a lot of people, when you first start off a game like Minecraft or in this case Satisfactory, it's really hard to kind of get your kind of fundamentals of building down. Once you eventually start building more and more and keep trying and experimenting with things and also just looking at inspiration on the internet, you guys are going to be able to come up with some really cool builds. Trust me, I have 100% faith that you guys can pull off some really cool things and even things that you guys didn't even think you could do. Once you have your list of all the different things that you want to do in your world and you're slowly ticking them off one by one, the next thing that you guys are going to have to think about is how you guys are going to integrate all these things together. If you guys have a lot of standalone factories, eventually you're going to need to bring parts from one factory to another. At that point in the game, you have to make the decision whether you want a mega base or a bunch of modular factories around the world. If you guys don't know what this means, basically a mega factory is piping in a bunch of different resources from around the world and pretty much assembling all your parts in one big central place. Of course, there's pros and cons to each of them. I honestly usually go with a mega factory because the pros are you don't have to go that far to get different materials because they're all belted into one central place. It's just a lot easier to work on things in general. The usual con that people will say for this is sometimes it gets really, really big and complicated and that you need a lot of space, but there's a lot of space in the Satisfactory map, and if you guys don't care about making everything on the ground, you can elevate it a little bit and then you won't have to run into any trees or terrain. The next option is modular factories, and I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys, I really don't dabble in this that much. So if you guys are making modular factories, I'm probably not the best guy to listen to when it comes to them, but basically let's say you're by iron and coal, you're going to make a steel plant there, you're by your oil, you're going to make a big oil refinery. Basically you're going to make localized factories based on the resources that are there. In worlds like this, you're probably going to have big belt lines or trains going all over the place, kind of transporting everything from place to place. Once you've figured out what you want to do, whether it be mega factory or a modular factory, and you have your whole list of all the different factories that you need to do to accomplish what you need in the space elevator, then like I said, it's just time to go through and tick through each and every one of them. Usually what I would say to do is go to your main big space elevator part and just start working backwards on them. Make one manufacturer that's making the space elevator part that you want and just keep making your way back until you get to the raw materials. And if you guys don't want to do this all in your head, just go to a website like Satisfactory Calculator where you put in how many items that you want to make, and then it's going to show you all the inputs and all the different kind of machines that you guys are going to need to make that. That's just really how Satisfactory is. You don't want to try to do 100 things at once. You want to do one thing at once and 100% focus in on on it and make sure that it is perfect. Well, I guess there really is no such thing as perfect in Satisfactory, but you know what I mean, just trying to make it the best that it can possibly be. Because before long, if you're just half throwing these factories together, you're gonna reach a point where you're not making nearly enough things and you have to go back through and gut all these factories, and then you have to disassemble all of them, and you pretty much just have to start again from square one. So that's pretty much everything I have for you guys in this video. If you guys have any of your own tips and suggestions, please make sure to leave them down in the comments below. Hopefully you guys can help some other people out in the community, and hopefully this video helped you guys out just a little bit when it comes to not feeling overwhelmed in your Satisfactory world. Thanks again for watching this video. If you guys stuck all the way to the end, you guys are absolutely amazing. I love each and every one of you guys. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you guys all very soon in the next video. Bye.